What if I told you, the moment you start acting like you're the best, the world has no choice but to treat you that way. Not because you're arrogant, not because you're loud, but because certainty is contagious, and most people are starving for it. Most people wake up already defeated. Not physically, but mentally. Before they even step out into the world, they've already accepted being average. They doubt themselves. They shrink their voice. They hesitate when it matters most. And slowly, without realizing it, they train the world to overlook them. But here's the truth. The world doesn't reward potential. It rewards perception. If you don't see yourself as powerful, capable, and unshakable, no one else will either. This isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about stepping into who you already are, without apology. Because deep down, you know there's something more in you. Something sharper, something stronger, something most people are too afraid to become. Think about the last time you walked into a room. Did you walk in like you belonged there? Or like you were hoping to be accepted? People can feel that difference instantly. It's not in your words, it's in your energy, your posture, your silence, your presence. Those who act like they belong don't beg for attention. They command it without trying. They don't chase validation. They define their own worth. And the uncomfortable truth, the only difference between you and them, is belief. Not skill, not talent, not luck. Belief. If you've ever felt like you're capable of more but something keeps holding you back, stay with me. And if you're serious about transforming your mindset and taking control of your life, consider subscribing, because this is where that shift begins. Here's what most people get wrong about acting like the best. They think it means arrogance, ego, superiority. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. True power is quiet. It doesn't need to prove anything. It doesn't compare. It doesn't compete. When you act like the best, you're not saying you're better than others. You're saying you refuse to be less than who you're meant to be. That's not arrogance. That's alignment. There's a story of a man who was constantly overlooked at work. He had the skills. He had the ideas. But every time he spoke, his voice carried hesitation. He second-guessed himself. He downplayed his opinions. People ignored him. One day, something changed. He stopped asking for permission. He stopped softening his words. He stopped shrinking. He began speaking with clarity, with certainty, with conviction. Same man, same skills, different energy. Within months, everything shifted. People listened. Opportunities appeared. Respect followed. Not because he became someone new, but because he finally acted like the person he already was. The Stoics understood something most people still don't. You don't control how others see you, but you control how you show up, and how you show up shapes everything. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. To act like the best, you have to let go of the identity you've been holding onto. The insecure version of you. The version that overthinks every move. The version that fears judgment. Because you can't carry doubt and confidence at the same time. If this is hitting something deep inside you, if you can feel that shift starting, hit subscribe. Not for me, but as a commitment to the version of yourself you're stepping into. Let's break it down. Acting like the best isn't about being perfect. It's about being decisive. While others hesitate, you move. While others doubt, you act. While others wait for the right time, you create it, because confidence isn't built by thinking. It's built by doing. Most people are trapped in a cycle. They wait until they feel ready before they act. But they never feel ready, so they never act. And because they never act, they never become confident. It's a loop. But the moment you flip it, the moment you act first and let confidence catch up, everything changes. There's power in certainty. When you speak with certainty, people listen. When you move with certainty, people follow. When you live with certainty, opportunities find you. Not because you're always right, but because you're not afraid to be wrong. And that's the real difference. The best aren't fearless. They just don't let fear decide. Stoicism teaches us to focus only on what we control. Your thoughts, your actions, your attitude. You can't control how others judge you. You can't control outcomes. You can't control the world. But you can control how boldly you show up in it. So ask yourself, what would you do if you truly believed you were the best? How would you speak? How would you walk? What would you stop tolerating? What would you finally go after? Now here's the twist. That version of you, it already exists. You're just choosing not to step into it. Every time you stay silent when you should speak, you shrink. Every time you doubt yourself when you should act, you delay your growth. Every time you play small to be accepted, you lose yourself. But the moment you decide, I will no longer be average. I will no longer hesitate. I will no longer hide. That's the moment everything begins to shift. If you're ready to stop playing small and start becoming who you're meant to be, subscribe and join this mindset. Because this isn't just content, it's a transformation. Here's the final truth most people avoid. No one is coming to validate you. No one is coming to give you permission. No one is coming to crown you as the best. You have to decide that for yourself. And when you do, you stop seeking approval. You stop fearing rejection. You stop waiting. You become unstoppable. Not because you're perfect, but because you're certain. So from this moment forward, walk like you belong. Speak like your words matter. Act like your presence has weight. Not to impress others, but to honor yourself. Because the world doesn't decide your value. You do.